Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and if you follow the channel you'll know that I put up a YouTube short the other day on the Pixel 5 and my next daily driver and what I'm going to be switching to. Well, I've now made my decision, I've got the device here in hand, so let's take a look at the new daily driver that I've chosen for 2022 moving forward. So without wasting any time, the device that I've gone for is the Galaxy S22 Plus in Phantom Black. Now obviously this is a big departure and a big change from the previous Pixel line of devices or the OnePlus devices that I've used with a very stock Android look and feel. So what we're going to be looking at today in today's video is exactly why I'm switching away from the Pixel, and also some things that I'm not a massive fan of that Google's doing with their Pixel lineup, and why I ultimately chose the S22 Plus instead of the standard S22 or the S22 Ultra. So I've been using the Google Pixel 5 pretty much since release date, so I've had a ton of different software updates, security patches, bug fixes, anything you can think of, and I'm running the latest version of Android 12, and I've also had a quick look at Android 13, but I haven't done a full video on it. It just wasn't stable enough. I got it off my device as quick as I could, but Android 12 has treated me okay, but overall I'm just not a massive fan of what it's done to the Pixel experience on the Pixel 5. In my initial review I mentioned how snappy and how fast the device felt, the camera performance, and just in general how overall these sort of mid-tier specs that the Pixel 5 came with held up really well over time, and just in general the Pixel 5 was one of my favourite devices of all time. Was it boring? Yes, but was it also brilliant at the same time? Of course it was. Now though, after a ton of different software updates and a ton of different patches, the experience on the Pixel 5 is actually one of the worst Pixel devices that I've used in a very long time. Certain applications don't look great, the UI is all over the place, even something very simple like when I swipe up to get to my application drawer, it instead giving me the UI that you would get with the recent applications side of things, but actually it's in the app drawer and it's kind of layered on top of each other. If I'm in Google Maps, it cuts off the top and the bottom and I can't see exactly what I need to look at, and just in general there's a ton of slowdown, a ton of lag, and it's not held up very well over time at all. And that's a little bit disappointing for me because I've always used Pixel devices and the Nexus line of devices beforehand, and they've always held up extremely well. Okay, some of the older Nexus devices maybe weren't the best out there, but in terms of the Pixel ones that I've used, like the Pixel 1, the Pixel 2, and also some devices from OnePlus, they've held up better over time than for me what I've had with the Pixel 5. It's just not a great experience anymore. The 90Hz display, while it seems nice on paper, I don't really see it as often as I'd like to around the UI itself. For me, a lot of the time it's going to be at 60 frames a second, and in more demanding games and things like that, yes, it's a mid-tier device, but the actual specs should hold up, but it just doesn't. Call of Duty Mobile, for example, is a great example. Even playing it on sort of medium to low graphics, getting around 30 to 40 frames a second compared to 60 or 90 that you can get on some other devices with similar hardware. Now don't get me wrong, the camera itself still holds up extremely well. The Pixel 5 still to this day produces some of the best pictures available, and if I was just buying a phone solely for the camera, of course I would maybe stick with the Pixel line, or maybe even go over to the iPhone. And I know that's a bit blasphemy, but the iPhone still has a really good camera, great video, so for me either the newest Pixel or an iPhone would be the better option for video and also photos, but we'll see how the Galaxy S22 Plus holds up over time. And of course I'm going to be doing a full video review on the S22 Plus, so make sure you guys are subscribed for when that video comes out, along with putting down in the comments any questions you want to know about the device, camera experience, the chipset, gaming performance, anything you can think of. Let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll do my best to answer as much of it as I can in the full review in around 2 weeks once I've got used to the device. Now, why did I go with the 22 Plus instead of the S22 Ultra? Well, for me, it was just I wasn't really going to use some of the features with the Ultra phone. I'm not a fan of the S Pen, so I would never use it. So for me, that's a kind of a cost in the overall device cost that I don't necessarily need to factor in. I also don't like the fact that it has the curved screen, and it is a massive device as well. Coming from something like the Pixel 5, even up to the Galaxy S22 Plus, there is definitely a size difference between the two, but nowhere near as much as what you may find with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So for me, the overall size and just in general a feature set that I wasn't really going to utilize and use that much, I thought for me the S22 Plus was definitely the way to go. Now, in my couple of hours of using the S22 Plus, one thing that I really love is the build quality. This is probably one of the best built Android phones that I've ever used, and I would actually put it up there with some of the newer iPhones in terms of the build quality, materials, and just overall feel in the hand. It's got some real heft to it. It does feel like a heavy device, but again, coming from something like the Pixel 5 with a mainly plastic build, that was kind of expected, but overall it does feel like a very kind of, unit of a device basically, and that's something that I'm looking for, something a little bit bigger, a little bit more weighty, and just in general that feels a lot more premium than what I've been used to. And of course we can't talk about any Samsung device without of course talking about the display. Now this for me is probably one of the best, if not the best displays on the market. It's bright, vibrant, the black levels are insanely good, and of course we've got that 120Hz refresh rate. Now I'm going to have to, use it a little bit more and see where it's good, where it's not so good, to give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions, but day-to-day use, or at least the first couple of hours that I've used it, I am super impressed with the display, along with some other things about the device itself, like the speakers for example, and also the camera. I've only used it for a couple of shots here and there, but again it looks like it's going to hold up really well over time. Now I've also been using the Galaxy Watch 4 for a pretty long time as well, so again pairing that with a Samsung device, it'd be really interesting to see if that experience is any different compared to using just a standard Android device like I have been with my Pixel 5. Now also I did pre-order it as well, so I am going to get some Samsung wireless earbuds as well, so it'd be good to see exactly how they hold up. I've never actually used any Samsung headphones at all, so again I'll do kind of maybe a revisit on the headphones as soon as I do get them, to give you guys my overall thoughts and opinion on basically the Samsung ecosystem and if it holds up. But like I mentioned guys, I really want your feedback and your questions for the actual review itself. Is there anything specific you want to know about how it performs, camera performance, speaker quality, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any more questions or comments, you know where to leave them, and if you're not already subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We've got a ton more footage coming up for the S22 Plus, loads more with Android customization, because again, the skin on Android could do with a little bit of work, so again, hit that subscribe button, and once you're subscribed, turn on notifications so you're notified anytime I post a new video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.